Hey everyone, Dr. Skylar Baku here, and in this video I really want to talk about stress. Okay, when stress and anxiety, depression, sleep issues, PTSD, and even unfortunately suicides seem to be at all-time high, it makes you really wonder, what's going on inside of those brains of ours and those suffering from those unfortunate unnecessary issues. I've had two friends of mine commit suicide in the past 2 years. And I know most of you know someone, have heard about or been close to someone who's done the same. And really, I'm tired of it. And it just breaks my heart. I still tear up at times thinking about my friends. So what are we doing about this? Stress is happening to us on a regular basis. So what are we doing on a regular basis to balance the scales, to neutralize stress in our brains? Okay? This is a huge reason why I'm doing this, with all these videos and things like that. And it's a huge reason why I bring all this technology into the office, is because I can't bear to keep hearing about people suffering needlessly, and that's why I've dedicated a lot of my work too and focus on helping people with these mental health issues, especially with stress and anxiety and even in depression and PTSD. So it's also why I count on all of you to inform people about the type of work we're doing in the office with the brain. Okay, and I'm very grateful for all of you and all your love and your trust in me to help you and your family and friends. There's many reasons why all these neurological disorders, are on the rise. And one of them is prolonged brain stress, particularly being in a fight or flight, or sympathetic or overdrive or crisis mode state for long periods over time. So all these terms, they mean the same thing. So we can use them interchangeably, but it's when the brain is stimulating that part of your nervous system, that deals with our survival instincts, our survival mechanisms. Okay? Remember in the previous video when I talked about ashwagandha, the herb that helps us to lower stress and shut off that stress response, being in that fight or flight or freeze for prolonged periods of time always leads to damage, degeneration, and disease in our brain and bodies. Okay? When we talk about stress, we tend to think about big stress, or we only think about emotional stress too, like deaths in the family, or divorce, or car accidents, or finals week, or holidays with the family. So we tend to forget all the other constant, chronic, low levels of stressors, like physical stress, chemical stress, and emotional stress we experience every minute of every day. For instance, with physical stress, think about poor posture, or sleeping on bad mattresses, maybe sitting at work all day or at a computer all day in that computer posture or phone posture and things like that. On the chemical side of things, think about our diets, processed foods, chemicals, pesticides, all those things, outdoor allergies or indoor allergies, chemical exposures. Also, you can look at things like electromagnetic frequencies from phones and radio and microwave and Bluetooth and Wi-Fi and all those things. And of course, emotional stressors with money or poor sleep or not enough sleep or family issues or work issues, all these cause the brain to go out of balance. Okay, it doesn't matter if it's physical or chemical or emotional or a mix of them, it all causes the brain to go out of balance. So, and when the brain is out of balance, the body always follows. And we know that same brain stress, that brain imbalance, that neurological imbalance is linked to any and every major and minor disease, process and pain you can imagine. Okay, things like Parkinson's and Alzheimer's and autoimmune and irritable bowel syndrome, depression, anxiety, PTSD, chronic pain, fibromyalgia, MS. So the list goes on, but they can all be linked to that nervous system being in prolonged neurological stress. Okay, the technology that I'm talking about in this video is BrainTap. It's something we use a lot for stress. It uses light and sound technology to balance your brain and strengthen those brain waves that get you out of stress. So, it's like exercise for your brain. We exercise our bodies all the time, but what are we doing about exercising our brain? And I know a lot of you know about this, and a lot of my patients know about this, but for those of you who don't, here are some of the reported benefits of this technology. So for instance, reducing and eliminating brain fog and negative mind chatter. Okay? It helps to increase energy, helps reduce stress, helps promote relaxation, which also contributes to sleep habits. It's also known to increase serotonin production, which is feel-good hormone, okay? Or feel-good neurotransmitter. It reduces unwanted habits and behaviors. So there's a lot of programs for eating habits or smoking cessation and things like that. It helps with pain reduction. It helps with enhanced productivity and memory and focus and mental clarity and creativity. It's pretty amazing. So we use it on a regular basis in the office for things like ADD and ADHD and improving sleep and improving eating habits and chronic pain and anxiety and depression. So, and of course, ultimately reducing stress. So new studies using pulsed LEDs or light emitting diodes, with low-level light therapy is showing promising improvement in Alzheimer's and dementia patients. Brain tap sessions use pulsed LEDs. Though we can't say that there's a link between the two, like brain tap heals these things, but I just thought it was an interesting article and interesting, connection correlation there. So, I recommend brain tap technology for the majority of my patients just because I know, all the amazing benefits from that therapy and doing that therapy. They're 15 to 20 minute sessions, and I like to do it after the adjustments because, the research now shows that the brain is in a peak state of neuroplasticity, so new brain cell growth, which if you think about that for a second, when we're dealing with more Alzheimer's and dementia than ever before, and that's when our, especially that frontal lobe, the frontal part of the brain is shrinking, okay? Chiropractic adjustments have been shown to increase and grow new cells, as opposed to the shrinking that happens. So, what's that worth to you in that sense? But so for up to 20 minutes after the treatment, the brain's in that peak state of new cell growth. And, we can teach it one of two things. We can teach it stress, where we just let you go right back out into traffic and things like that. Or we can teach it resting and relaxation and healing. So that's why I love doing the brain tap after the treatments, the adjustments, because that's just when, again, your brain's in this most vulnerable state for healing and learning, and we wanted to teach it. We want to teach it something healing, not something stressful. So it's just amazing for helping to maximize the effects of the treatments and the adjustments, and helping the adjustments last longer as well. So I hope you guys enjoy that information, a quick little tidbit about brain tap and reducing stress and anxiety, because again, when we're dealing with all these mental health issues now, and prolonged neurological stress is behind a lot of this, okay? Or big events of neurological stress are behind this, what are some of the things we can do to not only neutralize the ongoing stress, but, neutralize the effects that have already been done from those stressors, okay? And again, it's just a big thing we're working with in the office all the time, and I'm happy we're able to help a lot of those people dealing with those mental health issues, especially with anxiety and depression. So if you guys have any questions, please don't hesitate to give us a call. Number is 720-998-7956. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.